Hey, what's up, guys? It's Kamal here, and I'm gonna bring you another Path of Exile video on the PlayStation 4. This one's gonna kind of be, I guess, following up on the video I made the other day, where I went over, some new player tips on what to look at and what to adjust if you find yourself hitting a wall. Today, instead of looking at your gear or your builds or setting yourself up for success, well, I guess it is going to be looking at your gear or your build, because I'm going to go over the different skill gem setups and the different skill gem links that I would personally run on just about every single one of my builds. Now, the first thing I want to do before I even get into the information is tell you guys how grateful I am for the amount of feedback and positive response I'm getting for these videos. I'm at almost 1,000 subscribers now, and that's that's gone up threefold in just the course of the last 2 weeks. So honestly, I wouldn't still be making these videos without you guys. So I really do greatly appreciate it. With that being said, if you're new to the channel and you like these videos and you do want to see more, let us know by liking the video and subscribing to the channel. If you don't like the video, please don't like the video. It's that simple. If you don't want to see more videos like this, if you don't like the way that I present this content, or you don't like this content in general, then please feel free. Don't subscribe. There's a whole slew of other Path of Exile content creators out there for you. Find the one that works best for you, because remember, it's all about enjoying yourself, regardless of what anyone else says or does. So, with that being said, thank you. Let's get into the video. The first thing that I run on almost every single one of my builds is going to be I run cast when damage taken, and that's going to be at level 1, and I run an Immortal Call at level 3. With this, I usually have a Ice Nova at rank 8. You're going to see it different ranked on this. Don't worry about that. I'll explain when I get over there. As well as an increased duration as highly ranked as you can get it. Now, the reason that you go with the rank 1 cast when damage taken is that way it only takes only takes 500 damage, 528 direct damage in order for it to pop. Now, the reason that you go with a rank 3 Immortal Call is because a rank 1 cast when damage taken will support a gem up to requiring the level of 38. A rank 3 Immortal Call requires level 38. So, if it ranks up any higher than that, if it goes up to level 4, it will no longer work with the level 1 cast when damage taken. Then you'll have to level up and you'll have to take more damage. The reason that I keep Ice Nova at rank 8 is for the same exact reason. Once it goes up above rank 8, you're no longer able to use it with the rank 1 cast with damage taken. Now, of course, with everything in Path of Exile, there is going to be nuance with this. That nuance is going to be if you're running a high endurance charge or a high life character like I am, once you reach in-game, you're going to want to let those level up a bit, probably to about rank 4 or 5. That way it takes a little bit more damage and you're not popping and blowing your endurance charges constantly. The other thing that I would say that I run on almost all of my builds is going to be Blasphemy with Warlords Mark. Blasphemy with Warlords Mark, it's phenomenal. It makes it to where instead of actually having to cast Warlords Mark or having to have a cast on Curse on Hit, that's the word, Curse on Hit for it, it just makes it an aura. Now, when you turn it on and you hit the enemies, you have life gain, mana gain, and you also have a chance to gain an endurance charge when they die. Depending on the build, I'll also run this with either a Poacher's Mark or an Assassin's Mark, or, nothing at all. If I run with an Assassin's Mark or a Poacher's Mark, it's to get those extra Frenzy and power charges to bring out either more crits or more damage, and also it just gives you a little bit more, life gain on hit. But I try not to run with two of them very often, especially not on this character. I don't need the Frenzy charges, I need the endurance charges more. So I would say Warlord's Mark is extremely beneficial, extremely overpowered, extremely strong. And that, once again, is with Blasphemy, which turns any of your curses into an aura, right? So that with that, extremely, extremely useful. Because I'm fire, I also run with flammability. It's just better for this build. And then the cast when damage taken and everything, you'll see right here. This is level 1 requiring level 38. This, I need to level it up more. I was leveling as quickly as I could. I didn't want to have to pay attention to whether my gems were leveling up too fast or not. If it does out level, just sell it with an Orb of Scouring, and it'll drop a level. But I'll go over that more in depth later rather. Increased duration. You want to get this ranked up as high as you can. Mine's only rank 4 because I just got it and put it in because I realized I wasn't running it, which isn't very smart. So aside from that, the other thing that I run with almost always. So I like to run movement skills, and with these movement skills, I like to have Fortified. And now, the reason is because that's just going to make your armor a little bit more chunky. You know, when you run the Blasphemy and the Warlords Mark, and you know you're getting the insurance charges, it's nice, and then you run with the increased duration and the cast when damage taken in the Immortal Call, and you know that's really nice as well. But then you notice that you're still getting hit pretty damn hard sometimes. Now, if that seems to be the case, one of the biggest suggestions that I would make is a movement skill. Like with this, my movement skill on this build is going to be Cyclone. With Cyclone, I have Fortify. So what that does is whenever I hit anything with my Cyclone that just kind of runs through enemies and doesn't matter, I gain Fortify, which is a buff that gives me additional armor. That additional armor is extremely beneficial for when you don't want to die. So yeah, that's another very highly suggested one. Now, this doesn't have to be Cyclone. You can ride it on Cyclone, Whirling Blades, fucking Flame Dash, Lightning Warp, Blink Arrow. There's so many different skills that you could put Fortify on that you use it when you need to get the fuck out of dodge or get in, and then you just destroy everything. I probably should make room to pick that up, but I don't have time for that. I'm looking at the tiny ass little screen being displayed on my computer monitor, not at my TV, so I'm not trying to do all that right now. Anyways, so yeah, Fortify with a movement skill gem. Extremely useful, extremely beneficial, not required, but heavily suggested. Now, the last couple things I want to go over are not necessarily to make your character more beefy or tanky, although I guess in some ways yes, but it's more so just to make things a little bit more manageable. So what I would suggest is I would suggest running... Did I clear everything out? I would suggest running a... Oh wait, is that... Did I complete it? Did I just complete that for the first time live for you guys? No? No, okay, I don't know. I don't know how to fucking run that thing, so I don't really worry about it too much. Back on topic. I would highly suggest running a Golem. Now, what Golem is right for you? I don't know. It all depends. I personally really like the Stone Golem, and I really like the Chaos Golem. The Chaos Golem, the reason that I really like it is because it actually gives you damage reduction. The Stone Golem, the reason I like it is it gives you life regen. So I can sit here and Whirlwind, and you'll see I have blood magic. So I use my life instead of mana. So, I mean, now granted, if I didn't have the Stone Golem, it would still recharge pretty much just as quick, but when you're taking damage in the middle of a fight, that extra, I mean, every 1 HP that you get back is going to be a beneficial HP. If anyone tells you differently, they're probably wrong. I'm not going to say they're definitely wrong, but more than likely they are. Every little bit counts. So, and Stone Golem also, I haven't looked at the other golems too intensely, but Stone Golem, it even has a taunt. So, I mean, it's a rolling charge, powerful slam, taunts enemies. That's great. That's phenomenal. So not only is it giving me constant life regen, but it's also trying to taunt the enemies off me, which, okay, yeah, I'm about that life. I like that. I appreciate that. Thank you, Dwayne the Rock Johnson, Dwayne the Rock Golem Johnson. So let's see. The last thing that I would go over is going to be the Heralds. There it is, Herald. Heralds are great. Heralds can be amazing. Heralds can apply curses. Now, I do have to go a little bit further with that. Heralds themselves are just amazing. I love the Heralds. I'm actually working on trying to figure out the best route for a new build with multiple Heralds running, like a few Heralds running. And I think it might be pretty cool, but I've just got to wait till I get to the point to be able to actually use it a lot more. But they're amazing. Each different Herald is going to provide you a different bonus on either hit or on kill. Mostly on kill. Now, Herald of Ash, you'll see that it grants a buff providing fire damage based on your physical damage. The more physical damage I have, the more fire damage I do. Yes, that's amazing. While you have this buff, if you kill an enemy, other enemies near them will be burned based on the overkill damage. The burn inflicted by this skill can only be affected by modifiers to damage over time. Burning damage is damage over time. So, what that's saying is that when I hit an enemy, right? I hit an enemy, and it dies. Everything near it ignites and just burns, while I'm dealing even more damage to all of them. It's amazing. The same thing happens with the cold one. Same thing happens with the lightning one. Now, you can actually get the cold one, the Herald of Ice, or Herald of Frost, whatever they call it in this, as well as the Herald of Thunder, and you can run these with Curse on Hit if you have enough of the specified damage. So, if you... Fireworks, the Herald of Ash works differently. Herald and Thunder, and I'll actually go look at them to verify because I don't want to give you guys misinformation, but if I remember correctly, the Herald of Ash works separately from the way that the Herald of Thunder and the Herald of Frost works. If I am correct, the way that the Herald of Thunder and the way that the Herald of Frost works is that when you kill an enemy, it actually causes an AoE burst that can apply a curse on hit if you have them linked up. But in order for that to happen, you have to kill that enemy while they are afflicted by that damage type, which is why I'm going to go look at the gem directly and tell you, because I don't remember. Don't hate me. You can judge me, that's fine. So let's see. Let's look at it. Where is it? I want to say it's maybe on the very bottom. I should probably just... I'll find it. I'll find it eventually. There we go, Herald of Ice. So, channels Ice 3 hands, adding cold damage to your spells and attacks if you shatter an enemy. Right there. So if you shatter an enemy. So basically, if they die while they're afflicted by cold, that's what will allow the curse on hit if you have it on there. And then with Herald of Thunder, it's the same thing. If you kill a shocked enemy, lightning bolts will strike enemies around you. So for these two, you really want to make sure that you're using like cold damage. Like if you're using this, you're like, let's say, an ice shot archer or an ice shot bow user of sorts, or like a glacial strike or glacial hammer, marauder, or things of that nature. And then with this one, you would obviously want to be a lightning source, or you know what? Don't worry about what the fuck I call the classes. You're going to want to do thunder or lightning damage, and like really, guys, that's really the majority of it. The other things that I would say that you could find extremely beneficial if needed would be things like, not that. There's different buffs that you can get, like this, for example. There's different auras that you can put on that will give you different defensive buffs. So, for example, Discipline right here grants an aura that gives you Energy Shield. If you're an Energy Shield using character, and you don't have enough Energy Shield, put on Discipline. It's going to save your life. It's going to be difficult to follow a build word for word. Most of the builds that people put out, they're running on accounts that have already obtained years of gear. A lot of these builds that we're building, that we're working on, especially on PS4, are not going to be built specifically the way that they put out the build guides. That's because this gear isn't as prevalent right now. Ignore that. So, if you gotta, I mean, if you've gotta modify the build to make it work for you, then modify the fucking build. Listen, this dude on pathofexile.com, yeah, he knows his shit. He's got his build down. Trust me, he's got his shit down. But you don't have the same accessibility that he does, unfortunately. Now, give it, another 6 to 8 months when there's a lot more gear out in the game and it's a lot cheaper and, we've collected a lot more gear ourselves, and it'll be a lot more possible. Now, I'm not saying that it's impossible to do those builds by any means. It's just a little bit more difficult. So, I mean, really, guys, that's going to be the video. And once again, if you do like this stuff, please click the like button. If you want to see more, please click subscribe. And, check out the Discord, check out the PlayStation community, Exiles United. If you want to show some extra support, I do have a Patreon set up. You can go there and show support that way. But the absolute most important way that you could ever show support to me and to my channel is by simply subscribing to the channel and then, giving me feedback, be it positive, be it constructive, be it negative, whatever. Give me feedback, let me know, and we'll keep it going, you guys. We're going to try to keep this channel growing. I'm going to try to provide as much prevalent, good, digestible content as I can. I don't want to drill your fucking heads with all these super advanced topics when we're not at that point in the game yet. We're still at the point of learning how all this works. So let's do it together, I appreciate you guys' time. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. I'm out.